What do you genuinely just not understand? Why people can't use a public restroom without literally shitting all over the ducking toilet. Best guess is they hover over the seat instead of sitting their ass down. If they've got the shits, then it isn't going solely in the bowl. How the Voyager 1 is 12 billion miles away from Earth and we can still receive data from it, and my router doesn't work even though it's in the room next door. Your router is talking in a very busy frequency range. It's like trying to have a conversation at a rock concert. There are also rules around how loud you can talk, and often devices like microwaves yell loudly while running. You also don't know where your friends is, so you can't cup your mouth to direct your voice more, although newer routers do this with beamforming. Voyager 1 is doing basically the opposite. It's a long way away but talking in a quieter room with a dish to direct its voice. Why can't people be like this on Eli 5? Edit, the key to get silver is complaining. I can't hear you, the microwave is on. Hashtag yell louder because I can't hear you, the microwave is on. Myself. Why do you overthink things and procrastinate so much, you dumb duck? Edit, thanks for the gold and silvers. Man, I was feeling like a broke bitch after watching the 7 Rings video you did, but all of the suddenly I'm rich with internet points. To everyone who related to my comment, I wish you all the best in life. I love you all 3. How we store and recall memories. In fact, really just the whole human mind. The human mind confuses my human mind, if you will. Agreed. I can recall little movies about experiences I've had in my life 30 years ago. How is that stored? My brain is just a collection of cells. Do longer memories take up more cells? Do I run out of storage? Do I tape over old memories? I have a memory of me walking through the park as a child. But the memory is in third person, like I see myself walking towards myself. I think it's because we had a photo from the day memory. So I'm remembering the photo mixed with the actual memory. Edit. Since Teresa few Redditors discussing dreams, I have a question. A while back I was trying to unfasten my belt to put a new buckle on. I couldn't work out how, even after trying for a good 30 minutes. Yes, I was an idiot. I went to bed that night and in my dream I got the belt and changed it. When I woke up I wonder if that would work. And it did. I changed the buckle exactly how I dreamt. Is that just coincidence, or is there some kind of psychological process happening during my sleep? Anyone know? TBH, it's unlikely you really remember it at all. It's more likely you've constructed it entirely from the photo. I remember eating a banana and that wasn't in the photo, but in all seriousness probably. I had a memory I swore was true until recently when I realized it made the whole thing up, dream, and in the haze of time become convinced it was true, lol. The only memory I have from when I was a kid, about 6, is a dream I had about some aliens. Usually I instantly forget dreams when I wake up, but with this one I can recall things I saw and did. Why do they sew the pockets in women's pants shut? Edit, I'm a dude. I, as a woman, would also like to know this. If they do grace us with functional pockets, they're super tiny as in can't fit a phone, can just barely manage a knife, a pen, a Sharpie. Like. I need more. Edit, yeah sure purses, but 90% are hideous or made crazy cheap, fall apart. I have a tiny coffin backpack that is adorable, but sometimes I just need to carry like 2 more things. Women have built-in pockets, I do not. Itty bitty titty committee here, I can't even hide a damn pen in my bra. Also, keeping things in your vagina is not great for quick retrieval or cleanliness. I am not a chef, nor do I work in film production. Any other guesses? Is carrying a knife that uncommon? I walk a lot. Outside. At night. If someone is going to try something, they're losing an eye, at the very least quite a lot of blood if I can manage it. Also, opening boxes. Thanks for the gold. That's extremely kind of you. Life in general. Like, what the duck am I doing here? Hashtag X200B, hey my first gold. Thanks man. How data flies through the air and lands on the device that it's intended for. For example, you're on your cell phone right next to another person on their cell phone, and you're both getting the data you're expecting. Seems like this stuff would be hitting us in the head. People who can ask for proof of something get it, have it logically explained, and they still refuse to even consider that they might be wrong. It's a really annoying crutch that a huge amount of people use as a tool when debating. Read, being a jackass, they just bog down conversations by asking for proof for things in bad faith, And if the other person rightly isn't interested in investing that much in a conversation with someone being rude and condescending, the first person decides they have won because the other can't back up their claims. Even if they do go to the trouble of providing proof, they will just ignore it anyway or call it BS. There's no winning. Scenario 1, A. Oh yeah, can you logically prove the Earth isn't flat? B. Dude, I don't have the time or energy to have this conversation with you. A. So you're saying you can't prove it. Scenario 2, A. Oh yeah, can you logically prove the Earth isn't flat? B. Provides proof. A. Lol, you actually believe that bullshit that the government feeds you. You see it all the time in political arguments because it's really easy to make it seem to yourself that you won, when the actual aim isn't to win at all, but to have a discussion and come to an understanding or help provide another perspective. But I assumed you meant people more like flat earthers or anti-vax. Lol, you actually believe that bullshit that the government feeds you. I see this one way too much. All of the fact studies I provide are fake no matter what they're from, but they have no sources at all to counter them. How some people are really out there named Bartholomew. My son has a far more sophisticated name, Bort. Excuse me, my son is also named Bort. We need more Bort license plates in the gift shop. Repeat, more Bort license plates. How people came up with shit. Like cake, for example. I mean, did somebody make bread out of good old water and flour and then whoops they dropped an egg into the mix and called it cake? And later someone decided to put ducking candles on it and now it's a freaking birthday cake. And then they leave you for Josh and you wonder how the fuck she was able to take the car and the TV. Yeah, fuck that. Edit, thanks for the virtual gold and silver guys, like that's gonna make it any easier, you fucks. JK, love your all. Some people argue that bread was a discovery and not an invention. Like, how does this work? Oops, I crushed my big pile of useless seeds into a fine dust. How did that happen? Oh no, I spilled some water on it and accidentally mixed it thoroughly. Oops, seems like I dropped it next to a fire. Huh? Suddenly I have food. I think the accident part was the introduction of yeast. That dough's been sitting there for a while, dude. And I'm hungry, so I'm just gonna cook it. Probably roughly similar with cheese, just left milk out too long and tried it anyways. Somebody was telling me cheese first came about during desert journeys by nomadic peoples with saddlebags full of goat milk. The motion and heat was enough to create the cheese and then some madman decided to eat it. This smells like farts. I bet it tastes great. Edit, so my most upvoted comment ever is about fart smelling cheese. Oh well. Well, desperation was a factor too. I can eat these lumps of fart smelling weirdness, or I can eat nothing. Right, so, hold my beer. Is this it? Are we just supposed to wake up, go to work, then go back to bed, then we die? No, find something that brings you joy and make it happen. My blender sparks joy from me. You should get that checked by an electrician. Crusader Kings 2. I have 600 plus hours of my life invested in this game and I still really don't even know how to play. I had a playthrough where I was attempting to have as many children as possible. Long story short, I accidentally slept with my son's wife. She had my bastard child. She then killed my son and I married her before having her killed like 2 years later. I still don't know how I missed that she was my son's wife though. Mr. R.R. Martin, go back and finish the books. How vast the universe is. How empty the universe is. Let's start with the atom. If the nucleus was the size of the sun, then the electron would be twice as far out as Pluto. Now imagine how much space is actually between each part of the atom. What are you actually looking at when you look at your phone? There is hardly anything there. Now let's scale it up. I'm gonna challenge you to count every rock between here and the moon. Heck, let's say between here and the sun. How few atoms there actually are is insane. Now our solar system isn't the only one in the galaxy. There are millions plus. But when Andromeda, the nearest galaxy, clashes with the Milky Way, it is almost certain that not a single object will collide. Do you know why that is? That is because the second closest star to us is almost 4.5 light years away. That is 410-13 km. That is 40 quadrillion meters away. Now for how vast the universe is, warning mobile users. Only download on Wi-Fi. That image is a single 32 millionth of the sky. Imagine seeing that all around us. A single one of those lights is not a star but a galaxy somewhere in the distance. The fact that galaxy clusters and groups are things that exist and we can see is truly incredible. Don't get me started on clusters of galaxy clusters, it makes the Milky Way feel as insignificant as our solar system within the Milky Way. It's so easy to lose perspective when considering numbers so large.